Going to have a different equation last time because we need time. Somebody needs to come up with an equation for us. Good. Give it a shot. That's the right one. Excellent. Now somebody needs to go up and start putting in numbers. Gets a little tricky. We have to keep track of our positive and negative sides. So as a class, we have to agree on positive and negatives. Is down positive or is down negative? So we went down to be positive. Okay. So where you see the 20 meters per second, that will have to go in as a negative number. You can see that where Landon's got the 120 meters, from where the balloon is to the ground, that's going down. Is the 120 positive or is it negative? It is positive. So if you take a minute to work it out, and then let's get a volunteer to go up and start putting in numbers. No, it will not be 100. Don't confuse velocity and distance. Oh, I'm sorry, it is 100. I misread. Michael, I'll back up on that. 100 meters is right. Which is what we're going to be fighting. So folks, they need a volunteer to simply go up and write in numbers. Okay. And let's not write in units. So we're not going to write in units just like you're doing. The 100's fine. Perfect. Do you recognize that this is a quadratic equation? It's quadratic. quadratic because one of the unknowns is squared. The next term has an unknown. And then the last term has no unknown at all. When you solve a quadratic, you want everything to equal 0. So I need somebody to come up, rewrite the equation so that the whole thing equals 0. Good. Let's call it t squared at this point. You could do it either way, but since you've already started writing it that way, I'd subtract 100 from both sides. Right. And you'd have a minus 100 at the end. You can't add it any other way, because there aren't any t's. Well, we're going to try and solve that. We're going to have to talk about how to solve that. And it turns out at this point, we've got 2 different levels of calculators in this class, and this is where you understand why people really learn to love their TI-89s. If you do not have a TI-89, this is a quadratic equation. In the quadratic equation, we identify one of these as A, and then a B, and then a C. The number in front of the x squared one, we generally call A. Not to be confused with the acceleration of gravity. Am I correct that everybody has seen the quadratic equation before? I'm not seeing a whole lot of nods up and down. Is this something that's okay for me to continue with? So if I put the numbers in, P would equal negative 4.9. One answer would be plus, the other would be minus. What's that? Yeah, it would be 20. It certainly would be. And he would switch to a positive. And then we get 20 squared I think 20 squared would be 400. For me, it helps to count up negative signs, so it's going to be negative AC. So I've got a negative, and then that's a positive, and that's a negative. So I'll have a positive in the middle. And then 2 times 4.9 is 9.8. This is tricky to get into your calculator. Calculator guy. Open parentheses, 20 plus square root 400 plus 4 A C 1 close parenthesis for the square root, 1 square for the top of that denominator. They divide by 9.8. The other answer I would have gotten by putting in the negative. I'll bring back what I had. Go back up. You know to discard the negative answer. So approximately 7 seconds. Now, if we have the TI-89, which is behind all of this, the T89 is almost too cool. Because all they had to do was put in the original equation, hit the algebra button, hit solve. What the TI-89 brings to the game is it's got an equal sign, which is why it's illegal to have on an ACT. And you simply had 4.9 t squared, subtract 20 t. We had to subtract 100, didn't we? Subtract 100. They put in a comma telling it that it's going to solve for that. Come on. Comma. And they just push enter, and it does it that fast, which is really kind of like cheating.